Doobie doobie.
Check a like a bit.
Hey, Victoria.
Yes.
We are live.
Hello, you guys.
You know, if you can get it, let us and welcome yet one more time to another exciting episode, Victoria.
Feel it real fun for all.
That's right, because now we are live.
It's the last day of the year.
So you want to know why we're live now?
Why?
Well, because it wouldn't let us go live because it made us automatically go live, but it didn't go live.
That's how it works.
I love technology.
Feel it real fun for all on, yes, the 31st of December, 2024 here.
So today we're doing the Alpha and the Omega. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Yes.
And we're going to begin with a little bit of a challenge, right? Instead of trying to change something next year, right? They say something like between day 21 and 44, most people quit the gym. Well, day 21, they stop going. About day 44, they stop
They cancel
paying,
their subscription.
right?
Yeah.
And it's true, isn't it, right? So instead of trying to change something in vain next year, Jesse, let something die, right? So hashtag...
Let something die.
Let something die. Let's dive in, Victoria.
Okay.
So what do we want them to do?
We want them to join Remarkable.com.
Join Remarkable.com. So I think we're going to lose probably about 25% of the people from last year. Just I'm getting no response. Maybe they're busy on holiday. A few have said... no, that's fine. Yeah, they haven't been around anyway. Still love you. You all know that. And we had some lovely chats about this. But join Remarkable.com. If you want to do something that's a lot of fun and that will challenge your excuses and invite you to show up a little bit more indifferently.
Yes.
Move this over a little bit. Join Remarkable.com. Oh, no, it's in the way of her.
That's all right.
No, we don't want it in the way of her.
Well, it's not.
We love her. All right, so join Remarkable.com, and for the refunds, Victoria, where should they go for refunds?
For refunds,
more fun.
Visit feelitrealfun.com.
Unless this is all the fun you can stand. So, all right, ready, Victoria?
Yes.
Alpha, Omega, let something die. Don't try to change something next year in the name of all that's holy. Right? There's a reason why they call them resolutions. Right? Hey, let's solve it again. But I digress. Victoria.
Yes.
Shall we begin?
We shall.
All right.
So it's the Alpha Omega show.
The Alpha Omega show.
And the quote from Neville is I'm just doing this. There's a lot here, is it?
Yeah, we'll tell you to do some things and not others.
Yeah. So there is only one faithful witness.
There is.
Who declares himself to be the Alpha and Omega.
Yes.
The beginning and the end.
Yes.
And that witness is Jesus Christ.
Yes.
He who came out from the Father and came into the world to bury himself in every child born of woman.
So we did the Christmas show,
yes,
right? Because we tend to celebrate the birth of a baby instead of something else. So you may want to give that Christmas show a peek. I can't believe it's not letting me share this.
Birth of below and birth of above.
Yes, there's two births.
That's right,
right?
because I remember an aunt brought that up for us.
They really get stuck on the one and they miss the other.
Yeah.
But so, you know, there's births, there's deaths, there's beginnings, there's endings. And what a lot of people try to do is, let's pretend we're dating Victoria. Okay? So we're going to date Victoria.
Yeah.
Each of both of us, right? And we're watching this show, George Gently. I love George Gently.
Inspector George Gently.
But all the time they talk about things like, why did you say that to us?
Indeed.
Why did you say that to us?
No, he's dead.
He's dead. He's dead. Why did you say that to us? And it's like, us who? Right? Oh, we're going to the store. Are you and who? Well, we are. Meaning I am, right? It's just like, oh my God, I go nuts. I ask her, did they talk like that around you? And she goes, around us? But anyway, so
yes.
Where the hell was I going with all that stuff? Every
Alpha and Omega?
Alpha, Omega. Yeah.
Okay,
let's pretend we're dating Victoria, shall we?
Right.
Okay. And so, and that I am twins.
You're twins.
Imagine this, right? So I'm twins, and I'm dating Victoria.
Yes.
So we're dating Victoria. and what happens is, I decide I'm going to get rid of the old me.
One of you decides.
Yeah, one of us. One of me decides.
Yes.
This
it's because you're twins.
This
but
is not how I imagine this show going, right?
Yes.
So one of us decides that we're going to get rid of the other one. Right, the old one, right? And so, you know,
firstborn.
Yeah. So with this whole thing with the dead and all that stuff. But I go to see Victoria, and what do? I drag her on my old dead self. I go, hey, Victoria, would you like to go out with us for a date? And she's going, you're dragging around a dead body with
A
you.
dead person.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I go, yeah. That's the old me. Right? It's just here to remind me of who I've been, and so I can slip back into it at any time. The conversation's getting weird, right? And so you drag around the dead you instead of doing what Neville said, which is bury it. Bury it so that you forget where it is. Right? You bury the old you so you forget where it is. Now, this is going to really, like cook your noodle as we keep going. Bruce Roop, love you. Nice to see you. Lynn, inviting everyone. Thank you. Can anyone share this in the public Facebook group too? If you can. I don't know how to do it. It won't let me. But I digress. So, Victoria, let's continue with where below it says the light of the world.
The light of the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Heed the words of Jesus, salvation. Leave all and follow me. That's from Mark
Yes.
1:17. Let the dead bury the dead. That was from Matthew 8:22.
Oh, listener, she's beginning to sound like a preacher.
Your problem might have you so hypnotized by its seeming reality and naturalness that you find it difficult to wear the new feeling or consciousness of your Saviour. You must assume this garment if you would have results.
Right.
I remember Neville also saying, like, wear it like an old robe or something.
Yeah, wear it like a fragrant odor.
Yeah.
And you put on the new suit to the point where it feels like an old friend.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right.
Facebook
Yes.
says it can't share a private event. You've got to be kidding me. All right. Well, anyway, thank you, Jesse. God, I
Wow.
love that. All right. Oh, I hope we can pull this out of there and record it, but I digress. So, ready? Ready? So, Emmett! What a day. Right? So, you let the dead bury the dead. You bury the dead to the point where you can't find them again. Emmett, outside. I know. There's kids over there. Go eat them. All right, me keep going. I want to show that we can probably not pull off of here. Blah, blah, bye, Emmett. All right, so, ready? Turn from appearances and assume the feeling that would be yours were you already the one you wish to be. You notice he's not saying, what would you feel if you had a new car? Well, I'd feel like all excited and bit shit. No. Turn from appearances. This is the world of appearances, right? So in the world of appearances, right, let's pretend something. Ready?
Yes.
Let's pretend Jesse's getting on stage. And now appearing on stage is Jesse, right, with his new ass haircut and doobie-doobie-doo, right?
Yes.
Now on stage is Galaxy doing her bump, 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 right? Now on stage is appearing. This is the world of appearances, right? In the world of appearances, Neville doesn't say it's all fake, it's all an illusion, pretend it doesn't exist. This is the world of appearances. In other words, you've set the stage with a producer, an author, and a director, and on the stage something appears, right? So here's the thing. You don't want to get hypnotized by the world of appearances. What else does he say about that? Turn from the world of appearances and assume the feeling that would be yours. So in the world of appearances, Neville walked the streets of New York feeling as though he were in Barbados. He didn't walk out in the front of the bus to prove that he was in Barbados. He walked, as far as I can tell, safely through the streets of New York feeling as though he's in Barbados. And so he had to put something to death. He had to let something die. And what he got to let die was the longing to go, the hoping it might happen. All these reactions to the world that come from the old state. Now here's another so that's the first preamble of everything. We have to let something die so something new can live. We have to pull the weeds and till the soil before we plant the seeds. We bury the dead to the point where we don't know where they are, and we let the dead bury the dead. At some point, you just got to walk away. I walked away from being, fat into something else. You can walk away from your bullshit at any time, but as long as I stayed in the story, look what I've done. Look what I've let myself get into over the past 4 years. Look at this, look at this, look at this. I hypnotized myself by my belly instead of awakening to my being. So this last bit.
Yeah. his signs are spelled out for us in the story of Jesus in Scripture, and then we're moving on to that. Is that what you mean?
We're moving down to everything said of him.
Yeah. Everything said of him is literally true, and you are going to experience it.
This has to do with the promise, right? This is with you really awaken up to who you are and how this works. But check this out. But in the meanwhile,
Yes. We can exercise the talent, and for the one who had the 5 made 5 more, and he highly commended him and said, enter into the feast of the Lord, which is the glory of God. Is that multiplying the fish?
no.
No.
This is a different
Sorry.
one. That's all right.
Okay.
So in the parable of the talents, remember, so there were 3 that were given to. One was given 5, so the master's going away. Here's 5 talents. Do what you do. Right? So the talents meaning coin or riches or something, they say. So the next one, here's 2. Do what you do. For the third one, here's 1. Do what you do. The one that had 5 multiplied it. The one that had 2 multiplied it. The one that got 1 buried to protect it.
Oh.
Right? Now, here's the thing. Let's just assume for a moment that your talents are your desires. So you get 1 desire, 2 desires, 5 desires. Give them life. Right? Don't bury your desires. And most people will carry around the old man on their date with Victoria, right? Instead of burying the old man and giving life to delightful dances, their desires. Your desires are divine in origin. The master gives you your desires. And if you go, wow, I got 5. Let me give life to 5. Good on you. And what's the exact quote? Enter into the feast of the Lord. In other words, here's more. The one that had 2 made 4. Oh, good on you.
And he was highly commended.
Highly commended. The guy that got 1, oh, fuck, man, I don't want to do it wrong. I don't want to, what if I don't have it? All the internal auditory?
He was condemned.
Buried. Condemned. And you condemn yourself with your internal auditory. You condemn yourself by carrying your 2024 excuses into 2025. Do you really want to carry your 2024 excuses, that dead body, into your coffee date with Victoria in 2025? Right?
Yes.
It's a disgusting metaphor, but it's true. People all the time are dragging around their dead bodies and wanting you to go, that's nice. Good on you. You're carrying around a dead body. And then you start to stink, because if you ever hang out with people that carry around dead bodies, right, you start to stink too. Right? But I digress. So let the dead bury the dead. Let the Omega be the Omega. Put something to rest. Instead of making 2025 is the year that I'm going to make everything freaking happen, let something die. Bury something today. Do not carry it into tomorrow. And here's the thing. Tessa put up a really nice little post, and I put a comment on that post because she was talking basically about this kind of story, this kind of situation. And if you go to bed with bullshit, my comment basically did this. It said, every time I've cheated on Victoria, it's because I'm swimming in shit. In other words, instead of cuddling up with her in bed, I'm in bed in a puddle of shit. And it stinks for her, and it stinks for me. And people do this all the time. And what I invite you to do is, if you've got shit on your mind and you go to bed, clean it up, shower off, cuddle in with somebody lovely. Because if I can't cuddle up with her because I'm covered in poop, and I blame her, all right, it ain't happening. In other words, I'm carrying my 2024 shit into 2025.
Yeah, right.
And it's time to let some things die. Let it be your excuses. Let it be old states like spender. You ever notice this, Victoria? I put this in the podcast this morning. People, they spend a lot of money on silly shit, and they have no money to invest. But here's what happens. They go, right here, well, 20, I can't help it. I went shopping, and it said, save 10%.
2 for 1.
So I bought 10 of them. So I saved 100%. And you saved.
Did you do maths in school?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't think that's going to work in Victoria's bookkeeping class, right?
Yes.
And it's not going to lead to first class. So you can spend, you can invest, you can make, but always be investing. And just notice, here's some states I want to let die. Yeah, spender, spending your money, spending your time, spending your imaginal act, getting all hooked into data and distractions versus, hey, how about diving deeper with us? How about joining in a dance? Why not? It's like, what, 20 I didn't before and I haven't ever. So since I didn't before and I haven't ever, I can't now. Yeah, that's called dragging that dead body around.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm loving all the commentary, and we're going to figure out how to share this. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And for you guys that showed up for the last show of this year, including Victoria.
Yes, I did.
And somewhat 20. Like, I can't believe this. And the cover
Bruce
that
and Emmett did
Bruce and
cameos.
Emmett, they did their
on the
cameos.
audio. Yes.
And before we get to the strawberry bit, I just want to thank you all for showing up throughout the year, and some of y'all showing up next year and some cool shit. And no matter what, just we love you guys. So, Victoria,
Yes.
let's hand it over to
Okay,
you.
so what we want to know is tell us, what was your hashtag strawberry bit?
Wow.
Mine was, however you said it, don't take the bits from 2024 like into 2025. How did you put that?
One of the ways I believe I may have said it was, don't take 2024's excuses
Oh, yes,
into
into 2025. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, let me tell you guys something. I brought this up on one of the live calls recently. I always want fresh meat. Right? I'm nuts about it, and I also age my meat in the fridge, right? But I like fresh meat. And so I'm imagining the show. One of the things that shows up is, I've got a story. And the story is this. If you're late, you're disrespectful. Now let's play a game called something, right? Victoria
What happened today?
is chronically late. That's the way she's wired. I was born 3 months early. I am chronically early. If I fall for the story, she's being disrespectful to you, to me, to herself, and it's all bullshit, right? So if I fall for a story, I've abandoned the state, right? The state of happy, loving husband, happy, loving teacher, happy, loving puppy, dad, all those states go, oh my God, this is the perfect story for today. Because the show started late, it's shared privately. I don't understand why it's all done this. I'll hack a way out of it, right, so that we can share this elsewhere. But you get it's the perfect show because it starts 8 minutes late. How do I know it starts 8 minutes late? Because that's me, right? But I also get to notice I don't have to beat myself up for being disrespectful to you, right? My endeavor is to always start on time, but I started 8 minutes late so I could have the perfect story to give to you today, right? And this is the magic of all this, because I can't plan that, but I can put to death me falling for that story. And I can still allow my states go, right, yeah, I want to start at this time, but if we don't, I don't have to bring in the story of she or me or these are disrespectful, right? This is how we get to play, is separate things out, and then you get to cut the cords. We'll be doing some of that in Remarkable 2025.
Cool.
Stay tuned. Hey, Bruce Roop. So,
What was your hashtag strawberry bit?
that.
Yeah.
The way it comes together. And Victoria sits here going, oh, fuck me. He's going to go off. He's he's cracking the shits. Because I'm looking at this going,
Deep breaths.
I don't know what's not happening here. Right? I don't know what you're not talking about. I've lost my mind. And I get to go, this is the perfect story for the perfect episode to end the perfect year. And that doesn't mean everything was all gunshots and glory. What it means is it's time to take an old excuse and let it die.
And bury it. Yeah.
It's time to move from a story that I could keep repeating to noticing the states that I really want to live from. Let the old stories die and let yourself move into some yummy. And Galaxy's refunning. Beautiful. So I think that's it, and then I'm going to hack how to get this out of here so you can do your magical.
My bit.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And I really want to thank Victoria for just being her and being her with me, and you give so much.
Thank you, babe.
I love you.
Yeah, and good on you, everything you've achieved this year.
Uh,
Wow. Okay.
and see you guys. Love you.
See you in the new year.
That's right. I'll wait till the next show.
Whoa.
That's